It doesn't command me, but it fuels me. It tries to escape. It tries to rip out from under my skin like a monster buried within. But I command. I control this to my will. And with this fury under my thumb, I am unstoppable. So are you strong enough? Or will you become a victim of the fury?
Person that starts working out and looks at those show muscles, I think it's a slow dawning realization. You got to train everything. You want to be a bodybuilder, but a lot of times we call a bodybuilder when you're not really a bodybuilder quite yet. You're, just in pursuit of developing a nice chest. That's not really a bodybuilder. I guess the statement that said competitions are one for the back would imply that the athlete that is able to, discipline himself, focus his mind, think enough in advance to consider the importance of developing the totality of their physique, and not just the show muscles, but also the muscles that are here, there, and in the back, harder to find, harder to see, harder to connect with. That's going to be a more well-rounded, better developed athlete that would show on stage come contest time. The person walks in off the street, their first time exercising in the gym, what are the body parts that they're most likely to train? Let's say the show muscles, the areas that would be most likely visible, when you stand and look in the mirror at yourself. So you can't really see them unless you really work to see them. You angle 2 or 3 mirrors and you set one behind you, one in front and one on the side, and now it requires work and consideration to even be able to find that, just to see it visibly. Now when we start talking about being able to feel the contractions that occur in there, that means going into a whole nother world of mind and muscle connections that you probably otherwise wouldn't have to look for when you can just look in the mirror. Oh, I do this, up, I see that. If I don't feel it yet, I can see that. Up, I do it enough, I can feel that now, it's there. But when we're talking about muscles that are in the back, or places that are not as easy to see without consideration, forethought, work, it takes imagination, it takes a little more abstract thinking, it takes other things that aren't as easily accessible.
I think posing is its own, it's really its own art form. It really, really, really is. But more than that, posing is a very valuable tool to build a physique, that is historically the physique that is bodybuilding. It's not just enough to go to the gym and just train and lift weights, and, do bent over barbell rows and do seated pulley rows and do, shoulder presses, and then, think that, hey, well, I've used the tools necessary that are available to me to build the physique that is reminiscent of what a bodybuilding physique is. A bodybuilding physique is a physique that's composed of a lot more than just bent over rows and barbell presses and bicep curls. There's an internal eye to feeling and connection with the contraction that your muscles make, that it gives the barbell rows and the bicep curls purpose and more function. The bodybuilder that's able to use that effectively or understands that effectively is always going to be a better poser, but not only will he become a better poser, he'll also become a more mechanically efficient mover. of his machine. So as a result, you know, the way he does a bicep curl will be so significantly different than the person that's just, you know, curling to build arms. You know, what I'm really talking about is the presence of the artistic mind that ultimately sculpts the physique. You know, it shapes the pose, it leads the thought process in identifying relationships between poses, and it starts to shape the transitions that go on between one pose to the next. It permeates the whole posing routine, as well as, you know, develops the physique.